In this video, I'm going to be talking about all of the boss towers in Palworld and what order to fight all of these bosses in. Of course, the first one is the Rayne Syndicate tower that the tutorial keeps reminding you of for like most of the game. The entrance to this tower is at this location right over here. As I slowly zoom in, you'll see this is where you'll fight it. It's at 111, negative 431. You can also find it by, well, looking out for the giant tower. You're able to enter the fight with up to, I think, 4 people. If you see the moment you press F, you can start the tower kind of thing. And at the top right, it tells you entry 1 of 4, and Con and the list of people joining can join with you. Let's go ahead and hold F and begin. Now, this is going to be the first boss that you fight in the game, and this is going to be a Grizzbolt. A nice electric type Grizzbolt. And that's going to be Zoe and Grizzbolt. You'll see Grizzbolt is an electric type and it has 30,550 HP. When you beat the boss, you'll be teleported on top of the tower where there is a fast travel point that you can mark. Now, of course, you're going to want to use the benefits of ground type because they have effectiveness on damaging electric type pals. And of course, Grizzbolt is electric. You're going to want to use ground type pals with ground type moves. Now on screen is a list of ground type pals in the game right now, at least, so you can use any of these. Remember, when ground type pals use a ground type move, because it is a ground type move and their typing is the same, they get a 20% increase to using that move. You can, of course, use ground type moves on any other pal, but you're not going to get that 20% increase. I'd recommend using Orserk, Menacing, or Anubis to fight this Grizzbolt, but it's completely up to you on how you want to challenge it. The next tower is in a cold location of the map. This is what the surrounding area looks like. On the map, you'll find it in the kind of like, you know, the first snowy area that is surrounded by the greenery. Over here, as I slowly zoom in, this is the Tower of the Free Pal Alliance. Okay, what a weird name. 182.30 on the map. I really enjoy seeing these characters in this game. It's quite interesting. I wish they had more of this outside of the towers, to be honest, as well. Would be a lot cooler. That Lyleen is insane. Like, it looks crazy. So, of course, Lyleen is the pal that you're going to need to fight in this tower battle. There'll be Lily and Lyleen as this boss battle. Now, this is a grass type pal, and it's got 69,375 HP for you to, you know, eat through. Now, because Lyleen is a grass type, you're going to want to use a fire pal because fire pals using fire attacks get 20% increase to their damage against grass, so it's going to make a huge difference. And to give you an idea of what fire pals are in the game, you can go ahead and have a look at this list over here on screen. This website is actually called Paldeck. I'll link it in the description down below if you want to use it. It's really cool to get a bunch of information. You can see there are a ton of fire pals in this game. Ragnarhawk is a good one. Blazehowl is a great one. Blazimat is amazing. Suzaku, Jormuntide, Ignis, and Faleris. If you can get those will be huge boosters to your team. You'll never guess where this next one is. I'm pretty sure you can guess by the volcano right behind me. That's right, this is on the top of Mount Obsidian. At the bottom left of the map over here, pretty much in the middle of this whole volcano, you will see the tower right above it over here. It's at this location. Can't miss it at negative 588, negative 519. This is the Tower of the Brothers of the Eternal Pyre. Let's go ahead and see what's inside this battle. In this one, we're going to be going up against Orserk, which is an electric type pal. Again, Axel and Orserk. Now, Orserk is a electric and dragon type pal, so it's going to have 2 weaknesses that you can take effect of. This one is going to have 130,700 HP, a weird odd number of HP. Now, because it's electric and dragon, this means that it's going to be strong against water and dark. You don't want to use those. You want to use ice to defeat the dragon typing or ground to defeat the electric typing. So you can use either ground or ice type pals to fight this one. As a quick refresher, here are the ground type pals that I recommend as the same ones that you used for Grizzbolt. Obviously, you're going to have to train them up, you know, give them higher stars, make sure they have the perfect abilities. You're going to want to make sure you don't use any that have the weaknesses that are, you know, you're weak to any of the typings that it can beat. For example, Repto Christ is actually a good fit because it's ice and ground, but Menacing, you would think, is a great ground type, but it has a dark typing as well, which means it's going to be weak to the dragon aspect of Orserk. So Menacing is not going to work. Anubis, Orserk, and Reptochrist could probably work really well, especially this one because of the ice and the ground. Both of those types of attacks will be amazing against this boss. Alternatively, you can use some ice types to beat it. Here are a list of all the ice types in the game. Just make sure you don't use any of them that have the dark typing like Vanworm Christ. You don't want to use that one. The rest of these are pretty good. Obviously, the lower we get down on this list, the more stronger the pals, the harder to get. I don't know if you're going to be able to get like a Frostallion right at this point of the game, but if you can get these will be some good ones that you can try. This next tower is in the desert, so time to wear some heat resistance and make your way to the desert tower. This is the PIDF tower, and it is located right over here on the map. As I slowly zoom in, you can see it's going to be at this location at 558, 335. And let's go ahead and see what's inside. This guy looks like the final boss of the game because he has like, you know, an army. I do wish there was more story to these characters other than just like fighting them randomly in these towers. Now this battle is going to include one of my favorite pals, Faleris. Faleris is, it's a really cool bird. It's the second fastest flying creature that you can get in the game. This is Marcus and Faleris. Now this Faleris is going to have 146,975 HP. It's going to be a fire type pal, so keep that in mind. Now because Faleris is a fire type, it's going to be strong against two typings. You don't want to bring ice and you don't want to bring grass, so be very careful about bringing either of those two pals because you're going to get smacked. What you are going to want to bring though is a great water pal with water type moves. Here's a breakdown of the water pals in the game. As you can see here, you're not going to probably use these ones that are early on. You're going to want to use the ones that are from later on. So around here, honestly, I would recommend using something like Suzaku Aqua or Jormuntide as your pals of choice to fight in this. But of course, as long as you raise some of the other pals up, you will be able to use any of these water pals as long as they're like, you know, fully leveled up and they're pretty good in combat. I don't really know what's the best pal in the game for fighting, but this is a way to give you an idea of all the weaknesses that you can use to get that 20% extra attack because of the water typing against these, you know, these pal bosses, these towers. The next tower is in the snow biome of the map right here. So as you can see right above here, it's going to be at this location. So as I slowly zoom in, you'll find the tower over here, the Tower of Pal Genetic Research Unit at -147, 446. Inside this tower, you'll be finding a very suspicious individual. And this is Victor with his pal Shadowbeak. Shadowbeak is the pal that you're going to have to fight. This is a dark type pal with 200,750 HP. That's a lot of HP. Now because Shadowbeak is a dark type pal, it's going to be strong against neutral pals, but it's going to be weak against dragon type pals. So at least we get to bring out our dragons to play for this one. And as such, here are a list of the dragons available in the game. Right, you're going to want to use ones that are lower on the end of this video, I guess. Like Quivern is a nice one. Jormuntide is pretty good. Jormuntide Ignis, pretty good. Jetragon, Orserk, pretty much fantastic. Literally, most of these are going to be superb because of their dragon prowess and ability to fight this boss. This boss is going to be tricky. Like you saw, it has 200,000 HP. You're going to have to bring out the big dragons for this one. So good luck with that. And that's it. Those are the 5 towers in Palworld right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you so much for watching. Good luck with those towers.